Hi guys, this is going to be my second video for this channel. I know I had promised an instructions video about like how I was taking care of my stretched ears and the materials I was using. I did record one of those, but I didn't upload it immediately and then I wasn't happy with it later. So I'm just going to explain those things in this video, and I'm also going to stretch my ears to their next size at 12 gauge. I've waited so long in between sizes because I studied abroad and I didn't feel comfortable stretching while abroad because I was afraid they would get infected and I wouldn't have access to what I needed to make them better, and I wouldn't be able to go to the doctor if I had to. So I'm going to do that now, and I am going to show you all the products I'm using and talk a little bit about those also. If you want to skip me talking about the process, I will put the timestamp down in the description for when I actually start the stretch, and you can go there. Right now, I'm going to take these earrings out of my second holes as well as my plugs, wash my hands, and get ready for the stretch. To start out, I'm going to show you what my naked lobe looks like. It's really similar to just a normal pierced ear at this point, and I have my second lobes pierced at the normal size for comparison, but here's the 14 gauge and these are, an 18 gauge. To take care of them, I would do a sea salt soak twice a day, once in the morning when I woke up and once before I went to bed at night. To do that, you'll want to use distilled water. It's really important that you use distilled water instead of just plain tap water. And sea salt, not table salt, but sea salt. This is what I use. And what you want to do is just mix a cup of warm to hot distilled water to 1/8 of a teaspoon of sea salt. So yeah, do those twice a day. They help a lot. They make you feel a lot better if you're feeling any soreness. And also make sure you keep your ears moisturized because they can dry out and they get kind of itchy, and then you touch them more and then they get swollen, and it's just not good. So keep them clean with the sea salt soaks and keep them moisturized. I prefer jojoba oil and I use the brand Desert Essence. I don't have any with me right now because in the aforementioned study abroad trip it spilled in my suitcase. So I have the vitamin E oil I showed you in my first stretching video. It's Jason brand. This is what it looks like. I don't recommend it because it has apricot and other like nut derived ingredients in it that can make people have allergic reactions. I don't have those. I don't have any allergies, so it's fine for me, but it's also not my favorite. I prefer jojoba oil. Anyway, so that's kind of the care I've been using these past 2 months after stretching to a 14 gauge, and now I'm going to show you the process of the actual stretch. So what you want to start out with first is making sure your hands are clean, because that's important. You don't want any gross stuff, bacteria from your hands getting on the equipment and then into your ears, because that's not good. So next, you want to take your taper. This is my 12 gauge taper. It's stainless steel. And you want to disinfect it with rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. So I'm going to do this over the sink. Make sure you plug your sink because it's super easy to let these little tiny pieces slip out of your hands, and then you can't really do your stretch because you've just lost your equipment. So I just poured some on it. I'm kind of rubbing it with my fingers since my hands are clean, and then I'm going to pat it dry with some toilet paper. Just any paper towel is really better, but some kind of clean paper product. And there we go, that's clean. I'm not going to sterilize the O-rings that came on it because you're not supposed to wear tapers, and I'm not going to use those O-rings, and you shouldn't either. Just keep them as backups in case you lose the O-rings off of your tunnels or plugs that you thread in after the taper. Okay, I'm just doing the same process with my second taper. Clean. And then next, just to get my ears kind of loosened up and ready to accept the 12 gauge, hopefully, I'm going to take this towel and wet it with some hot water. And I am just going to massage my lobe with it to get it loosened up. And I am going to start with this ear first, my right ear, because I found that it was my bad ear last time. It pinched a little bit more. Although I really can't remember at this point. I know I had more trouble with one ear healing, although neither of them got infected, but one of them hurt more, and I can't remember which one it was now. But I remember this one hurt more when I was stretching, so I'm going to start with it. Okay. And next, I'm going to lube up my ear to make it even easier. I'm just going to put some of this on my fingers. This vitamin E oil, I should have said what it was, sorry. Yeah, so it's my fingers, I've got them all oily, and I'm just rubbing it on the front and the back of my ear. And there we go. Another reason I don't like this is it smells really like rosy, like cherry, so I feel like there's some kind of like scent in it, and I know those things can irritate people, so I really don't like this vitamin E oil, I don't know. Okay, but next I'm going to use it again and lube up my taper also to make it slide into my ear hole easier. Okay, so here we go. Let's hope this goes well. Got a mirror right behind me here. Okay, slow and easy. Didn't even feel it. It's in. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to leave it in. You're not supposed to wear them as jewelry, but I'm going to let my ear get used to it while I do the other one. And then I'm going to sterilize the tunnels and put them in. So I'm going to repeat that process with the other ear. Lube up my ear. And then my taper. No rings up to my hand. Ugh, my hands are all greasy. It's kind of gross. Okay. Let's get it started in the mirror here. I'll show you all as I push it through. Also, didn't even feel it. It just felt like the 14 gauge. So that really speaks volumes to waiting. I waited longer than the recommended wait time by quite a lot because I waited about 2.5 months due to being abroad. But it made a huge difference. They're not even stinging. Like, it feels no different. So do wait, definitely. It's worth it. Okay, so now I'm going to put my tunnels in, my stainless steel tunnels, and I'm actually going to show you a comparison between the 12 gauge and my 14 gauge. So here is the 14, and here is the 12. So there is a little bit of a difference. This hole is noticeably bigger. In my ear, I don't think it's going to be that noticeable of a change, but I'm still excited. I mean, I'm making progress. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and sterilize my new 12 gauge tunnel and put some vitamin E oil on it also. So I'm just going to rub it around the bottom here. And then, since I did not show you all this in my other video very well, I am going to try to do better this time. Oh, this is a weird angle. Okay. So, what you kind of do, it's really dark, I'm sorry, is you put the end of your tunnel to the front of your taper and you just push through with it. And you kind of push the taper out with it. And there it is, it's in. And I pushed the taper out. So that was simple enough. I'm going to put the O-ring on now. I'm going to also sterilize it with alcohol. Make sure you sterilize your O-rings, especially because they're rubbery. They can carry gross stuff. A lot of times people are having allergic reactions to these little black O-rings. But that's what came with my kit. So I'm gonna use them. To put them on, just kind of lay them, or at least for these smaller sizes, I'm sure it'll be kind of a different technique when I get to my bigger sizes, but just kind of lay them flat on your thumb and then kind of just push them on to the back. Sterilized that tunnel, so I'm gonna, oh, I forgot to put my vitamin E oil on it, so I'm gonna do that right now. And now I'm gonna push this one through. Maybe you all will be able to see it a little bit better since it's in the light. Also, I want to talk about why you shouldn't wear tapers, because this one's already doing it. See how it's kind of hanging down instead of straight? That's really not good for your ear, and it's going to make your whole heel in a crooked way, and that's not good. So just don't wear Miss Jewelry. Do this. Okay. So I've lined it up. I'm going to push through. Ta-da. Super easy. Anyway, here's my O-ring. I sterilized it as well. Again, flat against your thumb. I'm trying to show it to you. I don't know how well you can see it. And then just push up, and then it kind of clicks. And that's it. Super excited to be moving on up. Just so you guys know, my goal is a 2 gauge, so I should be hitting that sometime next year. I'm going to try to stretch safely and not go too fast, even though it's very tempting. But I'm not going to wait 2.5 months again, that's for sure. I should be seeing you guys again in 4 to 6 weeks to stretch to a 10 gauge. So yeah, if you have any questions at all, just leave them below, questions or comments, and I will read them and I will get back to you. Yeah, so see you guys next time.